Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, November 4th, 2024. So this will cover the week of October the 28th through November the 3rd of 2024. So this was a somewhat productive week overall. Got a couple platinums, got progress in another game. So it wasn't bad, and it was still a pretty positive week overall in terms of the games I played. So I didn't make any progress in Astro or Dead Rising 2 this week because I was too busy with other games. And then I think I've mentioned previously, well, it's not going to be up this high on the list, but I think I mentioned previously that Spider-Man is officially not getting any more DLC, which is very highly unfortunate. I was definitely hoping that we might get some kind of story content for that game. I've been getting some Minecraft updates, but it doesn't look like we're getting any new trophies in them yet. Also, along with that, apparently Fallout 76 is going to be getting quite a few more updates. Not just the Ghoul update that's coming out at the start of next year, where you're going to be able to play as a ghoul, but apparently like fishing and several other things are getting added, camp pet, stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see new Fallout 76 trophies sometime in the near future. So, in terms of actual progress, it was made on 3 total games. The first being Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So, I didn't make a ton of progress overall because this campaign has some of the longest missions I've ever seen in a Call of Duty game. Most Wanted wasn't anything particularly time-consuming if I could actually, follow directions correctly on it. It's basically a spy espionage type mission. It's a lot of fun. It's a very solid mission. So completed that one on Veteran. For the most part, it wasn't too hard, but nothing crazy. Now, Hunting Season. This mission is insanely long. It is a massive open world desert to explore, so it's a little bit like the open combat missions from the previous game. Now, I think the cradle is the part that I got to on the mission, and then my game crashed because, of course it did, because it's Call of Duty and nothing's allowed to go right with this game, or with any Call of Duty game when I try to play it at this point. But yeah, Hunting Season is an insanely long mission where you're going across this just giant desert, clearing a whole bunch of different points. And it's actually pretty difficult to do everything on Veteran until you manage to get yourself a suppressed sniper rifle, because they clearly want to emulate some Far Cry gameplay, but they don't give you a good suppressed sniper rifle to start, or a bow of any kind, so that makes it a little bit harder to pull off. And then there's just other story missions that I haven't got into yet, so we'll get through all those eventually. So then we got through Most Wanted by taking down 5 guards in the gala without being spotted. It's pretty funny how you can basically, strangle them while they're kind of in the room and then just slowly pull them back through a curtain. This is pretty funny, but it was actually a pretty easy trophy to get, so nothing much to worry about there. And then Hunting Season, every POI on the TAC map, so if I was playing this on a lower difficulty, this wouldn't have taken anywhere near as long, but like I said, a lot of it came down to getting a suppressed sniper rifle, because you don't get a bow or anything like that like in Far Cry. You do have throwing knives, but that's about it. So that one definitely took a while on Veteran. If you were doing it on Recruit, you could get through it a whole lot faster. But it's a very interesting, unique mission. Like I said, it's sort of like the open combat missions from Modern Warfare 3, but I would say done better in a way. And also just, again, a massive, massive level that took several hours to get through. So then we still have more mission-specific trophies, so all of these shouldn't be too much of a problem because I know how to do this APC when I saw a video of that. I've seen a video of this one, and this one I've seen a video of as well, so I don't think any of them are going to be insanely hard, but if I can't get them on Veteran, I'll just go back and do them on Recruit, so I'm not too worried. Purchasing all the upgrades is going to take quite a while. It requires like $14,000 worth of money, so it's going to take a while for me to get there. The safe house puzzles really aren't too hard because you can just follow a guide for them. So for the most part, the steps aren't too difficult if you're following a guide, but if you didn't have a guide, some of these were definitely a little bit on the tougher side. But it doesn't take too long to figure them all out, maybe just like less than half an hour, obviously, to do all of them, maybe like 15 minutes with a guide, so nothing bad at all with that. So then this one, the homing throwing knife is probably or remote control throwing knife is probably one of the most ridiculous weapons I've ever seen in a Call of Duty game, at least one that's set in the past. And it's actually a very easy trophy. I got it while working through the 3rd mission, so the underground of that gala. So it worked perfectly there, but I'm sure that there's plenty of other places you can get it. This one is apparently going to be best done during the final mission of the game, so we're just going to wait for that, and I'm also not going to worry about it on Veteran. I'm going to wait and do it on a Recruit. Then this one, you can very easily get on that first open combat mission that I've done by using you get like a stealth bomber. I think you also get a mortar strike during it. So you shouldn't have too much to worry about with that. As for prestiging, I'm a level 30 something right now. Mastery badge, I'm nowhere close. Diamond or opal camo, I'm nowhere close, but I'll get to those eventually. Obviously, I can do all of those while working towards some zombie stuff. Then the 500 eliminations in multiplayer, got that done. I have 20 wins, so 80% of the way through that. Then the double kill with the RCXD was actually one of the first trophies I got. Now, the best play I've actually done twice now, so I only need to be in the best play one more time. So, not horrible, but again, it's just so RNG heavy that it's just kind of annoying. This one I can't do until I'm like a level 51, but I can level up in the other mode, so it's not that big a deal. So this one, I think this one might be bugged, because I'm almost positive that I've shot down at least 50 items, at least like 60 by now, but it hasn't unlocked yet. So I don't know if maybe only certain things count, or if a certain launcher counts, or what. But it hasn't unlocked yet, and I feel like it really should have, so I need to look into that and see what might be going on with it. Then 75 eliminations with the active combat specialty perk. That's just when you have 3 perks that are the same color, and it gives you the combat specialty perk, whatever it is, and just 75 kills with that is honestly pretty easy. Then of course you have your 3 Terminus trophies, your 3 Liberty Falls trophies, and your 3 Zombies Miscellaneous trophies, including this infamous one right here that is by far the most time-consuming and grindy trophy in the game, and the main reason why this game is like a 70 to 80 hour DLC, or 70 to 80 hour platinum if you were on the PS4 version. But I think, from what I've heard, that these first few trophies should auto-pop if you go back to the PS4 version afterward. This should auto-pop after 1 kill, this should auto-pop after 1 win, this one you'd have to redo, this one should auto-pop after 1 best play, you have to redo this one, you have to redo this one, and this one should auto-pop after 1, and this one should auto-pop after 1, so hopefully only a couple of matches on the PS4 version whenever I go back to it. But then the zombie stuff, the main map trophies would not auto-pop, but these last ones might. I'm not entirely sure about those, though. And obviously the campaign stuff probably doesn't auto-pop, but that's fine because the campaign isn't, super long or anything like that. Even though it definitely is longer than something like Modern Warfare 3, and probably longer than Cold War as well. So yeah, making progress on the game slowly, I'll get there eventually, but a lot of the multiplayer stuff will probably be done sort of off-screen because I've run into issues trying to stream it. Now, I was able to stream it on Sunday without any major issues, but other times I've had major issues with it, so it probably won't get streamed that much in the future. It'll mostly be campaign and some zombie stuff. And I don't know how much I want to do with the zombies right now, just because I know that we're going to be getting the guided mode soon, at least for like the Terminus map where it's a lot more difficult, so we'll see about that. I haven't decided yet on exactly what I'm going to stream on those, but I am going to do a video of the game at some point, a trophy video of it, so that'll be up eventually. So the first of 2 platinums earned this week, Clock Tower Rewind, the PS5 version. This game was very, very fun. It's very well made as a remake or enhanced port, whatever you want to call it. It is a fantastic experience. I highly recommend it. I just will say that the game is very old school. It has a lot of that old school jank to it with some of the controls and just not telling you anything about where to go. And just how you have to click on like basically everything, and if you make like one wrong move in certain places or miss one thing, you're gonna get screwed out of better endings. And there also might be a couple of trophies that are bugged, but we will get to those. And there are several trophies that are completely RNG based. So our first 2 trophies here will be unlocked the first time you see Scissor Man, which should occur a few minutes into the game, so nothing to worry about with those. Then this one is encountered by seeing a cat somewhere. I think there's 2 places where this can happen. I think that it can pop out of the piano room, and I think it can also appear, well, I got it in the second bathroom in the West Wing, the one that is in a random spot each time. Because that's just one of the things about this game, is that some of the rooms change places on every playthrough, so there's a bunch of different orders you can get them in. Only 2 rooms switch in the main building where you start the game, those being the armor room and the study, but when you go to the West Wing of the building, almost all of the rooms can switch places except for Bobby's room, the fireplace room, and the chapel are the only ones that stay in place, and the secret room. Everything else can switch places like crazy, so it can cause very different playthroughs for different people. This one is one of the most RNG heavy trophies in the game, but there's thankfully two different ways to do it. Either in the first lounge that you come across, where you can get the West Wing key from that box on top of the cabinet. With that one, if you stay in there long enough, you'll sometimes have the TV turn on, and that counts for this. The other way to get it is to have something that isn't water come out of the sink. And this seems to be best done by waiting until you see your friend die in the shower. And once that's happened, leave the room, escape Scissor Man, and then go back into the room and try the sink then. And then it has a higher chance of actually being something ghostly. But it's 100% RNG, so it may take you longer than it took me or other people to do. Defeating the parrot is pretty much a required part of the early playthrough. You have to let him out of the cage and then trap him in the bedsheet or blanket, whatever you want to call it, or else things will not go well for you if you try to hide in that room. The parrot can also actually kill you, I believe, which is really weird. Then this one is for... There's a couple different places where the floor will fall out on you. I assume it unlocks at either of those, but I think I got it in the original foyer with one part of it breaking. Then entering the courtyard is unmissable over the course of all your playthroughs because you're going to be in there at least on your A ending, probably on other playthroughs as well. The ham is a required part of the A ending, so don't worry about that. You need to collect it in the kitchen and then use it in the cage in the shed outside. The pesticide is required to get the gold key from the kitchen. You get the pesticide from a storage room on the second floor of that foyer, and then you bring it back down to the kitchen and spray it on the cabinet to get the gold key. Then this one is only unlocked by seeing Anne be thrown out the window. It doesn't work with other Anne death scenes. It only works for that particular one, even though she has, I think, 2 other ways she can die. Oh, my battery's low. So you have to have her die while looking out of a window in the Scream hallway. Then the West Building, entering that is going to be unmissable during your many playthroughs. The rope one, this one is a super secret sort of escape maneuver that you can do. Basically, you have to have Bobby following you on the second floor, so the upper floor of the West Wing. And you have to have him following you toward the secret room, and you cannot use the wooden plank ever. So if he's following you out of the door on that floor, Jennifer will actually jump the little gap and Scissor Man will try to jump it and will fall through, so you escape him. And then you have to use the rope to get down from there. So it's a really well hidden, unique sort of extra sequence. If you don't have the rope, it usually should spawn in the secret room there, but sometimes it can spawn in that cabinet room in the main area or the earlier area. This is going to be a requirement for most of your playthroughs to get the ritual key. It's just you pick up the key and then the doll tries to kill you. This is something that was unique to the PS1 version of the game, and basically you go to the taxidermy room, and that room didn't really have any major uses in the SNES version, but on the PS1 version you had to pick up a dagger and then use it to defeat a mummy that shows up, and it's the only way to get the cage key needed to free the crows for the A and S endings. This one you have to have Scissor Man spawn in the piano room. I thought it would be if he dropped out of the ceiling and actually played the piano, but it actually unlocks even if he just comes out of the little curtain on the left side of the room, so that's surprising. This is a part of the A ending that you'll probably get during the A ending, just let Miss Mary give you a drink. This one is part of the S ending, it is in the secret room. This is part of pretty much any ending because you have to find either the scepter or the demon idol. It should unlock for either. This is unmissable while you're going through the caves. You have to use the perfume and the cloak. This one is unmissable on any ending from S through F. It's a little mini boss fight type of thing you have to deal with. Then these two are both unlocked by surviving the night, so you'll get them both on an S, A, B, or C playthrough, but I think this one can also unlock on a G ending playthrough most likely, because D, E, F endings you do not survive, and then the G ending you do survive for a short time, and then the H ending I know doesn't work because I got the H ending and it didn't unlock it, so it's not that. This one is for the H ending. You have to see one of your friends die and then escape in the car. We'll come back to this one in a second. Take a breather is just by hitting triangle, going down, and healing your panic meter. Pretty straightforward. And encounter a dead end. Now, normally this trophy should be extremely easy, but for some reason, it did not unlock for me until very late in my first playthrough. So it must be bugged, or was then. Maybe it isn't for other people. But for me, it did not unlock until very late into that playthrough, despite the fact that I had died numerous times. So I don't know why it didn't unlock until later for me. So as for the endings, most of the endings are not overly difficult to get, but the S and the A endings are very, very complicated and have very stringent little requirements you have to do. And like one little mistake can screw up either of them. One issue with the game is that a lot of people have found if Anne is the one that dies and Laura's the one that lives, it may not work. Like, it may not give you the A or S endings. And then I went for the A ending. The first 2 times I went for it, it didn't give it to me, even though I never saw the second person die. The first playthrough I saw Anne drown in the pond, but never saw Laura die, and it gave me the B ending. And then the second time I attempted it, I saw Laura die in the shower, never saw Anne die, no scream happened in those scream hallways, and it still gave me the B ending. The third time I tried it, I did get the A ending, with the only conceivable difference I can think of being that I had to get the idol instead of the scepter. But I know people that were able to get the A ending no problem while getting the scepter instead of the idol. So I legitimately have no idea why it did that. So just be a little bit cautious on the A ending. There might be some other secret little arbitrary requirement we don't know about. Someone suggested it might be something like if you poke the crow's nest in the hallway on the upper floor of the foyer next to the cabinet room, because that's where you get the West Wing key from on some playthroughs. Someone suggested that might be the issue. And, you know, that's the kind of thing that this obscure old school type of game would probably do. But I don't know. I've never seen any confirmation of that. I've never seen that listed in any other guide of this game. So I'd be very surprised if that's the issue, but honestly, you never know. It very well could be. Very well could be. But absolutely fun game to play through. Loved it. It was actually scary at times. Like, I knew what to expect at times. I didn't know that they had changed it, that Scissorman can now spawn anywhere at any time instead of just in certain spawn points. And it absolutely scared the crap out of me on several occasions, including one where trying to hide in the garage did not exactly go as planned. So it was a very fun playthrough. Would highly recommend playing this game. Platinum Trophy is pretty easy overall. I'd say it's a 2 to 3 out of 10, but it's very, very RNG heavy. And it's only a 2.5 or 2 out of 10 if you follow a pretty detailed guide, because some of those endings are so janky. So just keep all that in mind, but it's a pretty easy overall Platinum Trophy and very fun. I will be doing the PS4 version, and I will be trying to speed run it in the future and try to have the fastest achiever time, which is probably not going to be that hard, because I think the fastest achievers on PS4 right now are like 20 hours, so I have plenty of time to do it, but it would have to be like an entire day-long stream, because it'll take at least 6 or 7 hours. And then finally, I got Paw Patrol the Movie Adventure City Calls. So for this, I already did the PS4 version. The PS5 version is identical. 8 trophies just for finishing the main story missions of the game. 8 more trophies for finding all the collectibles in each level. They all have 3 of the medals you have to get. And then anywhere from like 750 to 1600 pup treats per level you have to find. You have to play the Pup Pup Boogie minigame. You have to beat all 3 levels of it, as well as get 12,000 points on any of those levels, which is pretty much unmissable because it's very easy. It's just Dance Dance Revolution. You have to play all of the Collect Them All minigames and finish all of them. There are 9 total, with several hundreds of the treats per level. Then the Obstacle Course has 2 trophies tied to it. You just have to complete one of them in under 60 seconds by running through all the gates in time. Super easy to do, shouldn't be a problem. And wait, what? Okay, why is that trophy less common than that one? That makes absolutely no sense. Is that the thing with anything else in this? Collect Them All doesn't have any other trophies. Okay, Pup Pup Boogie looks correct. And then, what about Time Trial trophies? Huh, that's really weird. I don't know why that is. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then the Time Trial minigames are basically 3-lane runner sections, and there's like 24 of them. There's a ton of them. and you just have to complete all of them with all the pup treats. Now, this Ace trophy is known to be bugged for some reason. It has something to do with the treat counter glitching out on you on certain things, because one of the collect them all levels might have more treats in it than it's supposed to, and it can bug the counter. So it's highly recommended that you finish everything in the main story, 100% it, then back up your save to the cloud, and then finish all of the time trial mini games consecutively, and make sure that you get all these trophies, and then you should be good to go. And it's also good to check your pup treat counter after every single, thing that you do, after every single segment of mini games or every single level. Make sure that it looks correct based on the numbers it's supposed to. And then you're going to unlock all of the collectibles, the cards, and the gold medals for the mini games by simply getting all of the pup treats in the game. So basically, get all 30,000 pup treats and all, I think it's 24 medals, and you're going to 100% the game with that, and that's how you get your platinum trophy. So nothing much to worry about with it unless the game decides to bug out on you. I ran into no problems with it, but other people have. So let's go ahead and sync up. So with that, level 883, 81%, 29,443 total trophies, 845 platinums, 5,636 golds, 7,920 silvers, 15,042 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week and November in general. There are several games to work on. Obviously, the main focus is going to be continuing to work on Black Ops 2, as well as Astrobot and Dead Rising 2 off the record. I will eventually do the other version of Clock Tower, probably not this week, probably the week after, because I'm going to be a little bit busy this week. So probably not this week, but the week after I'm going to try to speed run the game and finish it all, in one really long stream and actually get the fastest achiever time, even though it's not going to be particularly hard with that version, I don't think, unless someone comes in and swoops it up real quick. So we'll have to see about that. I am going to move the video schedule around a little bit in terms of the Platinum Trophy videos. The next one was going to be Fallout 4, but Clock Tower was so quick that I think I can edit it together pretty quickly. And the game is so new that I kind of want to get the video out soon and be like the first person to do it. So I'm going to try. I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to try to have the Clock Tower video uploaded this next weekend. So the Clock Tower Platinum Trophy achieving type of video, not a speed run of it yet, but just the video like what I've done with other games. And along with that, just again, work on Black Ops 6, work on Astro, work on Dead Rising 2 off the record, and that's basically it for plans for November for games I want to work on, because there's no other games coming out this year that I'm super interested in, except for maybe Empire of the Ants, I think is what it's called. That one looks like it could be kind of fun, or actually quite fun, but that's not super high priority right now or anything. So yeah, just working on these same few games, and then working on those trophy videos. Once Clock Tower's done, we'll jump over to Fallout 4. I'll also have to do a handgun-only challenge for Black Ops 6 once I get done with the game at some point. Should be pretty fun with the amount of sort of open-endedness you can approach things with, so we'll have to see. And then also toward the end of the month with Thanksgiving, I'm going to be going home for that, and Lizard Guy's going to be home, so don't know what we'll get to, stream or play, but hopefully record at least a few things for you guys. And aside from that, this coming week, I don't know what the schedule is going to look like because my dad's got to come down here to do some stuff, so if he gets here Friday, then I'll be streaming Thursday and maybe Wednesday. If not, if he gets here Thursday, then I might be streaming Wednesday and maybe Sunday, but we'll just have to see. I'm not sure exactly yet what's going to happen with the schedule. So yeah, this is a very, very busy week, so yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments what you guys worked on this week, if you enjoyed Clock Tower, if you've gotten the chance to play it, or how you're thinking Black Ops 6 is. So, yeah, just let me know all that in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all back here some point later this week for more content.